yo. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Kenny bringing you guys another ranking. We're back in the world of Stranger Things, back in Hawkins, and we're going to rank all 4 seasons of Stranger Things, the series thus far. Before we go any further, click that like and subscribe button. Click the little bell if you're watching on the YouTube so you don't miss a single dose of the fandom, frequency, dopeness in your feed at all times. If you're on the podcast feed, click download, listen to it, bump it in your radio, share it with your friends, family, coworkers. It's not safe for work though, so make sure you got those AirPods in just in case you're listening at work. But with no further ado, why am I headbanging like this? I don't know. Let's get it going. All 4 seasons, starting off with number 4, season 2. No surprise there, I am sure, for most of y'all out there. Now, I am not one of those people that actually dislikes season 2. I actually thoroughly enjoy season 2 for the most part. There's only really a few things that really hold it back for me from being better than the later or previous season that preceded it, or the 3 seasons afterwards, or 2 seasons afterwards. You know what I mean? Part 1, part 2 for volume 4. Throwing me off. You know what I mean? But anyways, season 2, man, we're back in 1985. Right around Halloween time, baby. So that was already a big plus right there. And we're picking up with Will dealing with his weird connection to the Upside Down after spending all that time in there. And we get to see Eleven going on her journey and all that good jazz. And I really love the whole character arc that she goes on throughout season 2 as well. And I love the introduction of Kali, aka 8, and her group of friends and whatnot, and the whole kind of revenge, kind of vengeance angle that she's going on to get everyone involved with the Hawkins lab and to get revenge on everyone that did all that fucked up shit to her growing up in the lab and everything like that. And I love the whole Empire Strikes Back vibe with her teaching Eleven some lessons and how to use her powers a la Yoda style. So all that stuff is really enjoyable. And everything with all our group back at Hawkins, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good fun. I really love the bromance that we get to see form and get to establish itself between Steve Harrington and my boy Dustin Harrington as well. And I love getting their whole back and forth and their dynamic of having to team up to take out the demidog that Dustin was trying to keep as a pet. Lucas told your ass, man, I'm telling you, you always listen to the black characters in horror. They're always going to lead you the right direction. I tell you, every single time, baby. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Shout outs to Scream 2, okay? Get your head examined. But anyways, we're going to keep it going here. I like how you get to see Nancy start to come into her own as well in season 2. And I love the introduction of the demo dogs. Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings and Goonies fame. You know what I'm saying? Getting to step into this thing. And but like I said, I love the new creatures with the demo dogs, the whole aliens vibe that the finale has. But it's just missing a little bit of that magic from season 1. It does take a little bit to get started. Like the first 2 episodes, while they're not boring or anything by any stretch of the imagination, it does take a minute to kind of get that ball fully rolling for the series and for the show in general. So just for that season 2, man, I gotta give it the last spot on the list. But still a damn good season of television in my mind. But rolling on in to numero tres, we're going to go with season 3. We're going to go with season 3. Now, I thought season 3 was a fucking blast, man. I love the bright color palette. I love the whole kind of 80s Amblin mixed with blockbuster type feel that you get from season 3. I really just love that upbeat vibe. You know what I'm saying? You get to build on that bromance between Steve and Dustin, but now you get a whole new element to the mix with Lucas's younger sister, Erica, and a new addition to the show, and a potential romantic friend that turns out to want to go with the other team, Robin, played by the great Maya Hawke herself. And I loved her introduction into this show here in season 2. And we had a lot of other good additions as well. I mean, season 3. Sorry about that. And, forgot to mention in season 2, though, we had a great introduction to Max and Billy, and those 2 characters carry over so nicely into season 3. And I will admit that Max did get on my nerves a little bit in season 3, kind of being a hater against Mike and whatnot and all that stuff, kind of just being a little bit of a chismoso, kind of getting in the middle of the mix where she doesn't need to be, kind of none of her business sort of thing. But I love the bond and friendship that she establishes with Eleven and the whole thing of kind of getting her to be normal, introducing her to comic books and sleepovers and makeovers and all that kind of stuff. I really love their dynamic together as friends in the series, and I think it totally sells. And everything going on with 11 is always compelling and really well done. That continues here in season 3, getting to see her really come into her own with her powers and really fuck some shit up when they're dealing with the Mind Flayer and all that good jazz. And I love the way that all comes together, and the whole Russian plot being underneath the Starcourt Mall, I thought was very funny, and it's a little over the top. I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit over the top, but I always thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it, and how Robin's coming in, breaking the Russian codes and all that stuff. I just really, really enjoyed that whole dynamic and the whole thing going on with that. And then you got Hopper over here trying to get Joyce to go on a date with him while he's trying to pull off the Magnum PI look. And I love their whole adventure together with Alexei and really infiltrating the Russians thanks to the help of Murray and all this other stuff. And then kidnapping Alexei essentially and holding him hostage to try to figure out what the hell's going on. And I love that Dolph Lundgren, Arnold Schwarzenegger type Terminator character that comes into the mix as well. And he definitely gives Hopper a run for his money and kicks his ass quite a few times there throughout the first half in the middle of season 3. But yeah, I really love season 3, man. It's just such a blast. You get the whole group dynamic that we all kind of missed in season 2 a little bit back from season 1. So that really works strongly here in its favor. And I like the whole body snatchers element with the Mind Flayer and the Upside Down, and how we actually got a little bit of a tease and a little bit of a lead into Vecna back in those times where we didn't even realize it at the time. And I loved how all that came together, and not enough people give Dacre Montgomery enough praise for his performance as Billy in the possessed and unpossessed side of that character in season 3. I think he did such a phenomenal job of selling the horror, selling the intensity of that part, but also selling some of the empathy and the sympathy you feel for the character in the last episode or two when you go into those flashbacks and then you get to the big confrontation at the Starcourt Mall. And that's another big positive right there, is the finale of season 3 is the second best of the show, and I will gladly say that. Season 1 is amazing, don't get me wrong, and the finale is much more simplistic in the nature of just getting Will back and all that stuff, but right here in season 3, it definitely feels like you're in a summer blockbuster. They even fucking snuck into Back to the Future for a little segment of the film while Steve and Robin are over there drugged out of their minds, high as a kite, and all that stuff. It's just so much fun to be had with season 3. I think they upped the ante with the action and the whole a cinematic look and feel to the show as well. That led so nicely into season 4, both volume 1 and 2 of that. And yeah, man, it's just not much, not too many things I could say against season 3. The only thing I'd probably knock against it is the Upside Down stuff doesn't feel as fresh as it did in seasons 1 and even season 2. I think it's starting to get a little stale at that point. Trying to think. Will and Jonathan gets a little bit of an arc with Nancy, with them dealing with the whole newspaper thing and them having an internship there, and Nancy not getting the respect that she fully feels that she should get, just the common courtesy and respect that other colleagues should get in the workplace and whatnot, due to just her gender. And we know all that sexism stuff goes, but I thought the way they worked it in here was definitely organic and definitely felt right, and definitely made sense for the type of work that she was going into in the time and place that she was doing it in the Midwest during the 80s. It wasn't necessarily a progressive place and time. You know what I mean? So that all played very well, and I love the strength that you see with Nancy coming in here with season 3 and really getting to see the whole Sarah Connor type character arc that she's going on, and getting to see how all that badassery from season 4 really gets started right here in season 3. So I really enjoyed that. I really think the only main negatives with characters, I think Will doesn't really get much to do. Neither does Lucas. So I do feel like they got shortchanged a little bit. But I feel like all the other characters had some kind of arc or something going on. Oh, and Mike, too, just being the jealous boyfriend thing, does get a little played out by the end of the season. But overall, very great stuff going on in season 3. I love season 3 almost as much as these other 2 seasons. But if I got to put one at 3, it's going to have to be season 3 right now on this list. So we're moving into the top 2, last 2 of the ranking. Man, I've been contemplating this over and over and over again for the last week in my head while I've been prepping to do this video. And I think I'm going to go ahead and run with... I'm going to do this. Season 4 is going to be number 2 on the list. Now, don't get me wrong. Season 4 is fucking phenomenal, okay? Don't get me wrong. I absolutely loved it. Y'all saw in my both Volume 1 and Volume 2 reviews on the channel if you saw that coverage we did here. And if you didn't, click that little thing in the corner there when you're done watching this and click that, open up a new tab, and make sure you watch the rest of this. But you want to make sure you go ahead and jump over there when you get a chance to check out those Season 4 reviews because I had an absolute blast with Season 4 after that 3-year wait and hiatus due to the pandemic and all the other craziness going on in the world today. We finally got Season 4 of Stranger Things dropping the first volume back on May 27th, I believe, and then we got Volume 2 July 1st here this year in 2022, and it did not disappoint in the slightest, man. I loved everything going on from the cinematic feel of Season 4 where it feels like a true blue cinematic experience all the way through from Episode 1 to Episode 8, or Episode 9, sorry. And I just love that, man. And the whole way and the introduction of Vecna, Henry Creel, aka One, and how that all ties together with the plot twist and how he's always been there from the very beginning was so well written, so well done, and so well placed into the series and ties everything together in a nice bow and leads things going into a nice conclusion here for Season 5, man. And like I said, for the most part, when it comes to the characters, a lot of great character development is going on, a lot of cool character arcs, so many standout moments, man, and so many great introductions to side characters as well as some reintroductions of characters we haven't spent as much time with recently. You know, getting to see Lucas wanting to find himself and getting to see Dustin dealing with, trying to figure out and get Eddie's name cleared. And speaking of Eddie, my idea I'm bouncing around in my head right now. But yeah, man, and like I said, everything with 11 is almost never been more compelling than it is right here in Season 4 when it comes to her scenes with Dr. Brenner. Excellent acting from Millie Bobby Brown right there in the entire series and season as a whole. But right here, man, like she did such a great job there and having to see all the stuff that she's going through and all the struggles and things that she's going through with the bullying and all that good jazz. But yeah, man, and like I said, you got the demo bats running around, eating up people. Master! Come on, man. That Master of Puppets scene is literally one of the dopest, most epic moments in television history. It's going to be one of the dopest moments in pop culture for my generation for the entire time we going to be on this earth, man. It is fucking awesome. I loved Eddie Munson in this thing. Much love to Joseph Quinn. You killed it, brother. And like I said, so many great things coming on with the characters as well. Love seeing Nancy fully step into the leadership role and fully become T2 Sarah Connor. You know what I'm saying? She's fully evolved. She's fully leveled up. I loved all of that as well. What else, man? And like I said, the bromance between Eddie and Dustin was so well done, reminiscent to his bromance and friendship with Steve, but not exactly the same. And I love the way that Dustin actually impacts Eddie as a character. It really has a lot of growth and character development for them too as well, working together. And I just love the way that Dustin's so damn smart and always comes up with a lot of the things, and almost was even right about the Vecna thing as well. He just always has so many great ideas and takes so many context clues and things of that nature to really formulate a plan to really get things going. And so Dustin was definitely one of the MVPs of the season for sure. And Sadie Sink, Max, I know you didn't get any Emmy nominations, which was complete bullshit because she was amazing in this thing. I don't understand what the hell's going on over there, but her performance was so damn well done, so damn genuine, so damn believable. I bought every second and every word she ever said on screen, and the whole way that her character arc comes to such a tragic end, and not the fact that she's dead, but god damn, all her limbs are broken. She's stuck in a coma thanks to 11 working a little bit of that telekinesis, a little bit of that telepathy miracle work right there towards the end there. And man, just the way that Eddie went out, man, and just the way that Max barely made it out of there, I tear up and cry almost every time I watch it. It is so damn impactful and so well done, man. Ah, man, such a bummer. But I'm going to miss you, Eddie. And goddamn, Max, I hope you come back stronger than ever. But yeah, dude, and yeah. And all the Nightmare on Elm Street and the 80s horror vibes that are so strong and prevalent throughout this season was so well done, all the way to having Robert Englund playing a character that you would think is the bad guy, but is directly related to the villain that is inspired by the character he made famous and became iconic for in Freddy Krueger going to Vecna. It's all a nice big cycle that comes in and ties in together so well. everything with that, I loved. Robert Englund came in and did such an excellent performance as Henry Creel and really came in and knocked it out of the park, man. And like I said, all the actors came into play. The only real negatives I can give this over season 1 is that I do think that Jonathan, Will, and Mike don't really get too strong of character arcs in this season, and Joyce as well, other than her romance and wanting to get Hopper back. So I do think that does give season 1 a slight edge, because I believe that season 1, at least in my humble opinion, gives every character an arc, time to shine, something to do, a role to play, and it all works so well. And that's why season 1, moving into the top spot of the list right here, has to be in the number 1 spot to this day. It established everything we loved and come to enjoy from the series, and just really came out of the gate swinging and came out with such a strong introduction to these characters in this world of Hawkins and everything going on with our Stranger Things cast, man. And these kids are just stars from the get-go and just blew up overnight from the incredible acting prowess and the chemistry that these kids had together at such a young age, man. And the Duffer Brothers really just crafted something so special that a lot of fans, such as myself, really connect to and get a lot of nostalgia, but get a lot of nice entertainment value, but also get a lot of new characters to really fall in love with and feel like you're growing with them and feel like you're connecting with them, and try to take some of these life lessons and morals and things in the series and applying it to your own life. I just love that, man. And like I said, when it comes to the nostalgia and the references and the way that they tie in pop culture into this series to add a flavor and a unique stamp into the show, while still building up their own characters in their own world, and making sure that stands firmly on its own, separate from the nostalgia and the references, makes the references and nostalgia work so much better, because it only compounds and adds extra style and a little extra seasoning on top of the order that you're already eating with the show of Stranger Things. So I love that, and the introduction of all the characters and the actors is so well done, and the way that they set up every character to have an arc and a role and a place to be involved in the story is just so well done, so well written, so many iconic great moments, like the van flip and 11 blowing up the Demogorgon at the end when it looks like she sacrifices herself. There's just so many great moments, her making the dude piss himself, you know what I mean? And the whole introduction and the introduction of the Demogorgon leading into the kidnapping of Will was freaking scary, man, and so well done there. And, justice for Barb and all this stuff, dude. And it's just, I love everything that goes on with this, and the way that they flipped Steve's character and did a complete 180 with him by the end of the season and going into season 2, and the way that character has grown so much would never have went anywhere without that strong introduction right here in season 1. And like I said before, Will has kind of gotten shortchanged in the later seasons of the show, so I do feel like this was when he was at its best. Everyone had a role to play. The group dynamic was stronger than ever, and hasn't really ever been topped ever since. And yeah, man, so I just love everything about it. And season 1 is always going to go down as a straight-up classic of the horror sci-fi genre in all time, in TV and pop culture and all that good jazz. But what say you out there, guys? How would you rank all 4 seasons of Stranger Things, with number 4 be at the top, the bottom? You let me know. Do you hate season 2? Do you love season 2? And if you don't really dig the show that much, let me know why. I would love to get into a discussion with y'all in the comments section below this video. And just want to say much love for all the support we've gotten on this show so far. This passion project of mine that has been a side project going along with the other things that I do, that has been such a damn great, such a fun and damn, it's just such a damn joy. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but it's just so damn awesome that people out there like what we do, and we're starting to build that following up. You know what I'm saying? And we're starting somewhere. We're going to build this thing from the ground up. So thank you guys for joining in on the journey of the Phantom Frequency Network, guys. We got so many great plans in store for you guys, so much great content on the way, so make sure you don't go anywhere and check out our Stranger Things playlist. We got reviews and things going on for the series in general, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And before we go, we got a lot of great stuff coming around the corner, guys, so make sure you stay tuned and don't sleep on any of the great content we got going on here, y'all. So make sure you stay safe out there. Much love. Peace out.